Somebody is listening. This is a distress call from University. Old sport, the city is as cruel as ever. With Thalia gone, truly gone, the city is far but slowed down. It may just be a coincidence, I suppose, but sometimes I really do believe the city is testing me. My night patrols have now been rendered useless from the amount of traffic now filling the streets. There is too much happening for me to patrol. So, instead, I sit at the edge of each rooftop I find myself on and dangle my legs. They act like bait for the many different monsters in the city. I find comic relief in their foolish attempts to capture me. As for your update, cyborgs are now becoming old news. Their population has significantly decreased over time, as the government now states that they are so last season. Instead, you should start preparing to fight your worst fears. There are monsters taking the forms of popular phobias. Whatever is hot that week. Do not be concerned at the sighting of more pools of dark fog clouding your home, or sudden steep drops to tremble your knees. Note that they will consume you. Sinkholes have now begun to open up whenever they're hungry or upset. The government has decided to combat these by placing caution signs around them. They have yet to understand that these continue to be swallowed by the sinkholes. I apologise for any background noise you may be hearing over the radio, old sport, as you may also note, if you are a resident of University, that the volume of screaming has increased. The government advises you not to talk about it. It's becoming harder to fight back these days, old sport. Not only are the monsters in the city becoming stronger, but my desire and my want to fight just isn't as strong anymore. I only wish to explore. I wish to make new discoveries here that someone has yet to find. But with exploring comes fighting monsters, and the government, and now the agency. I wish I could go back to the time I was exploring new buildings and rooftops daily, without care, without worrying about this stupid agency, without worrying I'd get caught. But it doesn't work like that, does it? The agency was still around when I first started to explore the city. I just didn't know it yet. I didn't know of the danger that exploring could have costed me back then. The biggest of my worries was the monsters, which took me significantly less effort to defeat back then as it does now. The same level of danger still exists in the city, and always has. I was just too young to know it all yet. It's funny how you think you know everything at such a young age, old sport. But I suppose it's true that you will never truly know it all. If only the city had access to time travel. Maybe one of these days, that will be my next update. The buildings I wish to explore have been mapped out in my hideout for so long. But now, with the knowledge I have of the agency, it's hard to imagine that these buildings are truly as wrecked and abandoned as they seem. If I were to accidentally come across a hideout of theirs, it would be over for me. I'd have to be recruited by their standards. It no longer feels safe to be free in the city anymore. The government was never a threat to freedom, never on this scale. The agency has thrown any ideas of freedom in a cell and thrown the key over one of those sudden steep drops. If I could no longer truly explore the city, is there even a possibility to find a way out? I have done a lot of thinking recently, mostly about why University is called University when it's not exactly as vast. The universe is supposed to be infinite, is it not? The city tries to be infinite, but it's all just one big finite loop. You start in one place, you end up there again one way or another. But it's funny that people refer to the universe to mean so many things to them. The universe is said to show people signs, to align circumstances and to create fate. It is the uncaused creator of itself. How could it not have the power to control the lives of its residents? People believe the universe is in control of almost anything humans cannot explain. The stars will move as according to the universe, and now an October baby is indecisive but caring, and should redecorate today. The moon speaks many words without a mouth. Humans are compatible if they share similar moon phases on the date of their birth. Some even spout words of soulmates. That too was once one. Plato said it, so it must be true. It is all said to be destined in the universe. I started to believe all this, old sport, that perhaps I was put here for a reason. In the city named after the infinite universe, I was destined by the stars to be stuck here, infinitely. I started to believe that if anyone had answers to why I was here, well, it must be the universe itself. As I started to believe, omens began to show themselves. Coincidences would line up, and instead of choosing a culprit, I began putting them together. I called them signs. I started questioning how they got here in the first place. What led them to occur? I found myself asking the most important question. How does it connect to Thalia? There were so many coincidences in how we met. Same place, same time. The hair dye, the crowds, and despite everything, her job. Something so opposite to me, yet it allowed me to find her in the end. But then there was the agency. So much between me and Thalia were connected. We cared so deeply for the stars. We remember how they looked on the first day we arrived in the city. We think they were the same. But what does it all mean now that she's gone? These signs were just red herrings with no true ending for me to discover. I started to believe that perhaps we only read into the universe when we need to. You see what you want to see, not ever truly what the universe sees for you. You can scream out to the universe for an answer and hear a reply, but how often is it just the echo of your own voice? What more could I talk to you about, old sport? I can feel myself running out of conversation topics. How long have I been doing this, old sport? Have you been up to anything recent? Oh, who am I kidding? Why do I even ask? I miss her, old sport. I miss Thalia. I miss her in ways that I spite her for. Like how you miss the snow in the summer, and the sun in the winter. Like in the winter, you wish you did more in the summer, now that you could no longer feel your feet. And in summer, you wish you didn't sulk as much in the winter, and instead soaked in that cozy, festive atmosphere. I feel as though I shall live unsatisfied forevermore. I find myself questioning the sky. I ask it, was it her? Was she truly the one? And the stars blink back at me in silence. Maybe I was wrong. I'm looking for signs. I've been looking for signs. There's nothing. There's not even a fragment of a sign that I could manufacture into a whole one. I'll take anything. Anything to tell me that I'm right. Someone like her doesn't just mean nothing. She doesn't just get to go like that. That's not how the story should end, right? It makes no sense. If she wasn't the one, there should have been someone else. There should be someone else. How could I have been wrong about this, about her? But who else could there be? Who else? I apologize if you're bored, old sport. I really wish you not to be. But does wishing ever really get us that far in life?